It's time for good energy, and I'm Dr. Julie, and welcome to Bodyful Day 213. We are talking about the new job and the senses, and today we're talking about the vestibular sense. Now, if you have been watching these for a while, you know I love the vestibular sense. The vestibular sense is where you are in space. And so we're going to figure out some creative ways to use the vestibular sense to get you good energy in and energy to succeed at your new job. All right, let's start with our basics. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath in and release. This next deep breath is going to be a long one. Take a deep breath in, expand in the belly, expand in the chest, expand up into the sinuses. And as you do that, your tail's going to tuck just a little bit. And release. And we are breathing into new jobs. So I want you to breathe into your first job after college. I'm trying to think about which one that was. All right. And you're going to put yourself back into that first week if you can remember it, and take a deep breath in. And release. All right, so we are on day 4 of the new job and the senses. And remember, our goal is to use the senses to make sure that our healing equation is on the positive side. So energy to successfully complete your new job is equal to good energy in minus stressors. And we've already talked about the fact that there are going to be stressors coming from a new job. There's whole new systems and procedures and forms and websites and billing things and this and that you need to learn, and that's going to be a lot of stress. But there's also some wonderful things about a new job that includes the clean slate. You get to start over. You can set up your boundaries, you can set up your social structure, you can set up how you interact daily. You can say, I'm going to exercise because I'm going to do this, this, and this. I'm going to eat right because I do this, this, and this. And you can set those into motion on day 1. So there are some fantastic things about a new job, and there are some stressful things about a new job. We're here to figure out how we can take our senses and just eke out a little bit of extra good energy in, or reduce those stressors. So, as I said in the beginning, the vestibular sense is one of my favorites, even though I can't spin very much without getting sick. I do love the feeling of being suspended or on a spinny chair and just not following the rules of gravity. And it within my own confines, because even my friends and family will say, you don't like flying. I'm like, it's true. I feel like I'm floating and I feel like I could drop at any minute. It's really scary. So maybe I like the vestibular sense within my own realm of what vestibular is good energy in. But that leads us to think about, how can you use the vestibular sense to get yourself some good energy in? Because the chances are there aren't going to be that many vestibular stressors unless you work in an office building where the elevator goes up terribly quickly and you always feel like you're going to be dropped to the floor or jump up out of the elevator when you get there. There is very little vestibular issue. There might be some, if you are driving large vehicles, you might have some G-forces that you have to deal with. But predominantly, there aren't going to be many vestibular stressors. So vestibular is a great way to get your good energy in. And last week when we talked about joy and good energy in, or joy in the senses, and we talked about the vestibular sense, we talked about sitting on an exercise ball, we talked about sitting on that little wobble plate that I have, that little wobble blow up seat that I have, that just allows you to wiggle and allows you to move and doesn't restrict you to a chair. But there are other things that can be useful in terms of the vestibular sense to give you good energy in. So if you think about the ultimate executive chair, you know that it also has the recline feature where the whole thing tips back. It's a rocking feature. And there's just something wonderful about rocking, about going backwards and forwards. This was wonderful. So if you have the chance to get a desk chair, if you're in a desk office that has a desk chair, make sure you get one that tips back a little bit so that you can get that little bit of zing of good energy and of rocking backwards and forwards. Of course, spinning is always good. So if you're looking for a break, maybe once an hour, try to see how many times you can get around in one direction without getting sick. Because in the adaptation video, ages back, we talked about the fact that if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. And the vestibular sense and your ability to not get dizzy and sick when you are spinning is one of those things that goes very quickly. So we've got a chair that rocks back and forth just to give you a little bit of falling back and coming forward, good sensation, and spinnies. So these are things that you can add into a desk job. But what if you're not in a desk job? What if you are someplace else? The vestibular sense is activated by then doing things that suspend you from gravity. So I think about going up and down steps and holding onto the hand railings and maybe swinging a little bit. You know, you can hold onto the handrails or swing, or if it's too wide, you could grab onto one and kind of jump your way down. These are ways to just connect into those senses to just give you a little bit of happy feeling. You can also suspend. So if you are, again, not in an office job, or if you are in an office job, you can walk through doorways and just hang on to the door, the door jamb, the door sill, the door molding, I don't know, and hang on there and actually lift your feet off the ground, because that also is one of those playful, it's like being on the bar in a grade school monkey, or in a grade school outdoor set. Just hanging there for a little bit is a vestibular sense of, I don't have to worry about the control of gravity right now. And so using your vestibular sense and manipulating your context into ways of giving you a little bit of good energy in is going to give you good energy in that helps you succeed in your job, because you're taking breaks to connect with your senses. You're taking breaks to feel into your senses, to get joy out of your senses. And that will make all the stressors in the world of a new job much easier to deal with. So, just as a recap, the vestibular sense is your connection with gravity and your connection with G-forces and moving quickly. So if you can find a way to suspend those or to push those a little bit at your new job, and maybe set up a regular schedule of doing that. Maybe you get up and you walk into the stairwell and you hold onto the edge and you jump down. You know, you skip 3 or 4 steps at a time and land gently, of course. And do that just to give yourself just a little bit of oomph and make it feel a little bit better. And you can program that into your day. You can say, okay, it's now 8 o'clock or it's now 10 o'clock. I'm going to go jump around the stairs and come back to my seat. And that will make you more clear-headed, more clear-headed, have better attention, and will make that next hour go a lot better. All right, so let's finish this out. Take a deep breath in and release. I hope you are having a great day, and I will see you here tomorrow. Take care.